Okay, so before the football stuff, I just got to know, what is more stressful, being in a big play in a big game or proposing on the field on senior day?
Honestly, proposing. I mean, that was one of the biggest moments of my life. I mean, playing football, I've played football for 17 years now, so first time ever proposing. So it was definitely a big moment in my life, proposing. So.
And maybe back to that window of time, were you confident that you wanted your college career to continue at that point? Had you thought about transferring? Give us the timeline of how that all unfolded for you.
So before last year, I knew that I was going to try to go to the league last year. It was my 5th year. Knew that I could possibly make it to the NFL last year, and then halfway through the season, Stanford game, got injured, so kind of hurt my chances. Didn't hurt it, but hindered my chances to go as high as I wanted getting drafted. So then I kind of weighed the decision and decided to transfer to a better school. So, yeah.
What do you think that you can get out of being here at USC that can help that draft stock?
First of all, having a Heisman winning quarterback always helps. I mean, I just knew I wanted to come into a place that already has that side of things. Like the spotlight on Caleb will ultimately help the offensive line get the spotlight too. Just having that exposure as a quarterback, and then, I mean, they went 11-3 last year. 11-3 last year. I mean, can't beat that. Had almost a chance to go to the national championship playoffs. I mean, just having that exposure, the chance to win the Pac-12 championship, ultimate national championship. That's what I want most.
When you decided to jump into the transfer portal, who initiated the process of the contact between you and USC?
It was actually Peyton Pallure. So I played with Peyton in 2018, the defensive coach. I played with him in 2018 at WSU. So he first called me. I still had his number, still had his contact, so I knew, I'm like, okay, yep, that's from USC. So it's an awesome experience, yeah, getting recruiting.
How long after you were in the portal did that call?
20 minutes maybe. The first 20 minutes were crazy. It was calls left and right. It was a big difference because in high school I never had big recruiting. I was like a 3-star, had a few offers, only one Pac-12 offer to WSU. So it was definitely different being wanted.
How validating was that and to go through it this time?
Oh, it was nice. It was really nice. It was nice, like I said, being wanted and knowing that all my hard work paid off. So.
Would that have been your second hardest decision after the proposal, deciding where to go?
No, the proposal was easy. I mean, my fiance is a great girl. I'm marrying her in May. So, yeah, no, she's great. She's my rock.
What's been your outside observation of the USC program from when you were being recruited in high school, kind of seeing everything that's happened for them, and then with Lincoln Riley taking over?
Yeah, so my family is actually from down here. I still have family down here, so I grew up a USC fan. But I never got to experience it because I'm from Northern California. So I never came to a game, never came to see the school. It's my first time on the school when I came on a visit here. So it was definitely different, but I mean, I love it. And the weather is way better than Pullman. Way better than Pullman.
What stands out about Coach Henson and Coach Riley now that you've gotten to know them a little bit?
Yeah, they're just genuine people. They're truthful. I mean, the main reason why I came here was he was just straightforward to me. I'm a 5th-year guy, going to be a 6th-year guy. I still need to get better. I still need to have that development to go to the next league. And I think here was my best opportunity to get that because I knew that Henson was one of the great coaches. I know Lincoln Riley's resume, and that speaks for itself.
What do you fit best, guard, tackle, or guard?
Just wherever I can play. Yeah, wherever I fit best, wherever Coach Henson sees me playing. I mean, I know that I can play any position. I played right tackle, left guard for 2 years, and then left tackle last year. So I know I can play really any position, just wherever I can help out the best. So.
When they were selling you, they didn't say, do they have a spot here we need to fill?
I mean, I could kind of see where they needed help at. I knew that right guard was one of the spots, but I mean, I know that I can play tackle. I know, so it just depends on where I fit in the best. And some of my guys may be better at guard, and I'm better at tackle, and the reverse, or maybe even center. I don't know. So we'll see.
When you actually entered the portal, did you talk to Clay McGuire about it and kind of nitpick him a little bit about his experience here?
I did, yeah. Not right away because I kind of wanted to get myself out there first and not have to worry about that side of things. But after I went through a process, I got in contact with him and talked to him about here. He said he's only here for a year, but he loved it down here. He would always talk this last year with me about how he loved it down here, and I'm gonna have a great time down here. So.
On the note of wanting to develop your game for the next level, what are some of the areas that you yourself or the coaching staff have pointed out of what you want to improve going forward?
Yeah, I think, the last couple of years I've only been 300 pounds. I think like getting a little bit more weight, getting a little bit more stronger. I think that would be, especially playing inside, and especially in the league too. I think being up 310, 315 this year, so putting on a little bit more weight, a little bit more mass. I have the quickness and speed. I mean, I have some strength, maybe a little bit of just certain technique things, hand placement, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
What's kind of stood out about Josh Henson's coaching style?
Very technical. One of the most technical coaches I've ever had. Like, and that's it. All comes down to technique. I mean, you can play as hard as you can, but if you don't have technique, it doesn't matter. So I think that's like one of the biggest things so far right now. It's just technique, straight up.
Has it been interesting trading stories with some of the guys that have been here, like Didic and Mannheim, because they were with Clay McGuire first, and now they got Henson?
Yeah.
You guys trading stories that way?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, Clay is definitely a unique person. I love Clay, and I'll appreciate him. So he recruited me at WSU, and he left and went to 4 other schools, and then eventually got connected back with him at WSU. So, I mean, it was cool. Like, Didic and Mannheim all told me stories about when he was here for the year, and I told him stories about when he was recruiting me and everything. And he's a good guy. So.
Let's do one more.
How was kind of the camaraderie, the cohesiveness of the offensive line, since that's such an important part of success? How is that kind of coming on field and off field so far?
Yeah, off the field, I mean, we hang out all the time. We go eat, offensive linemen eat a lot of food, so we go out and eat all the time. Go to a bunch of different places, go to a taco truck. So off the field, we hang out all the time, and that helps on the field too, because having that connection, not just like vocally, but like knowing what that person's going to do next will always help offensive line work. So, yep.